So in my JoJo Siwa video, I briefly went over the whole Jaclyn Hill situation in hopes that I wouldn't have to cover it in a full video. Well, the situation did not end there. So here we are. Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. So I'm just gonna throw up a little disclaimer here. This is what I've compiled from doing some research on the topic, and my opinion is based off of what I've found. Also, I'll be linking my sources in the description down below, so let's just get right into this video. So first things first, we need to bust out a little timeline here so people actually know what's going on. May 23rd, Jaclyn Hill announces Jaclyn Cosmetics. May 30th, Jaclyn Cosmetics was launched. June 7th, people started getting their products and noticing something was wrong with them. Actually, I think that started about June 6th. Anyway, on June 8th, Jaclyn Hill tweeted this: "If any of you are having lipsticks like this, please know that this is not hair. My factory used brand new white gloves to do quality control and they shed all over my product." Yeah, that's believable. "We switched to rubber gloves 2 days ago and we will make sure this never happens again." Meanwhile, in the pictures of her factory, she's wearing blue gloves, which just does not make sense. It's like she's there testing the product herself. They give her the same blue gloves that everyone else in the factory is wearing.
There's like a little promo of her like being in the lab and stuff with the blue gloves that you're talking about.
Yeah.
In that same clip, you can actually see someone who is working there in the background wearing blue gloves.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Case busted, right open. So that tweet was a lie. Wow, that's not good. But moving on, I know I mentioned this in the last video. How do you even get white hairs on your product? Did Jaclyn just go out of her way and hire Gary the puppy? Did you do all the maintaining of Jaclyn's products? Did you hold every single lipstick? Did you move them around the conveyor belt like that and get all your little furs on them? Okay, Gary the puppy publicly apologizes for getting white hairs on all of Jaclyn Cosmetics' lipsticks. We are so sorry. Also subscribe to Gary the puppy on YouTube.
All the products in these vats are 100% FDA approved ingredients and totally good and safe for you to use.
She says that all the ingredients are FDA approved, but what about the products themselves? That just does not make sense. I mean, like, that is almost like going to a burger restaurant and then you see, oh, all the ingredients in your burger are FDA approved. But guess what? The pots and pans and kitchen people who were working there didn't clean them properly, so you got a nasty burger. But all the ingredients are FDA approved. You're just sitting in the restaurant, find a hair on your burger, and you're like, excuse me, waiter. And then he just comes out like, excuse me, that's 100% grass-fed beef, and all of it is FDA approved. Yeah, okay.
But they're not being broken down small enough and smoothly enough, which I take full responsibility for. We made a lot of product in a very short amount of time, and although we all thought that it was gonna be perfect and fresh, that's not the case. We moved too quickly, and because of that, the ingredients are not broken down. I will say this, you're still gonna get the same effect on your lips. They're still gonna give you a nice creamy formulation. It's still gonna look beautiful once it's applied, but it's not pretty to look at, and when you apply it, sometimes you can feel like a little bit of that texture and that grittiness, and that is so not okay, and I want to make that right for you.
Why? It honestly just sounds like a whole mess. But on to the second video. I found this video that really does make Jaclyn Cosmetics look very bad. Oh boy. But let's just get right into this one.
Now, the main thing that irked me from her video was that she didn't address the fact that people are actually getting really, really sick. Now, you know, one image surfaced where a person said that they had an issue with their lips, and I was like, oh geez, you know, sucks to be you. 2 images surfaced, 3 came to light, and now there's a bunch of them floating around, and I really personally don't feel safe swatching these on my lips, or at least not until I hear back from some sort of lab that gives me the guarantee that there is no fungus growing on them.
That is awful. That's just gonna be a massive yikes from the entire community. Really? That's a product they're selling. That product right there has been shipped worldwide. Oh boy.
Yeah, sure, I'm happy to trust her. Everything Jaclyn Hill says is trustworthy. I mean, just ask Marlene Estelle. You know, aside from the fact that the batch codes in her receipts in her video don't actually match the batch codes on the bottom of the lipstick, and aside from the fact that some of her receipts are dated back to 2017, yeah, why would she lie? Let's be honest.
Honestly, that's a really impressive find. And that's Jaclyn Hill blatantly lying yet again. So from my understanding of this, some of her products might have been sitting around since 2017. Hence some of the flaws. Maybe most of the product has actually been made like last month, but she has a lot of product laying around from 2017, maybe that she shipped out in the same shipment. All of that is just alleged, obviously, but that's what I'm understanding from this. But if she really is mixing old products products with new products, number one, that's illegal since then she would be modifying the expiration date on them. Number two, she needs a full recall. You don't know which is which. And kids who are not old enough to see all this drama, they can get hurt from this. Because guess what? Maybe the lipstick is completely fine week 1, but like week 2, what if a glass shard is down in there? Or a metal shard or whatever they actually found in it, whatever is cutting people's lip. What if that is just deep into the lipstick and then they have to like use X amount of it to get down to that point, and then suddenly they just cut open their lip with something that you would not want to have direct contact with your blood. But anyway, let's move further into the video.
I have no jokes, I'm sorry. This isn't funny anymore. This was never funny. This is literally, that's metal. That is straight up either metal or it's glass because it's reflective. I'm speechless. Speechless right now. That's absolute insanity. That is a sharp object that is reflective sticking out of this piece of lipstick, and Jaclyn Hill needs to recall this stuff.
Like I was saying, this is really bad.
Jaclyn Hill needs to recall this lipstick. There's literally people putting up pictures of themselves being cut on their lips when they swatched it, and I was like, no, surely not. Like, surely someone's pulling a prank. There is something metal or glass in that lipstick right there.
Asbestos found in JoJo Siwa's makeup. Allegedly sharp items found in Jaclyn Cosmetics' lipstick. Yeah, maybe internet stars should like, maybe cool it a little bit on the makeup. Maybe everyone and their grandma shouldn't bust out a makeup brand. And just going back to something that Jaclyn Hill said in one of her videos, she contradicted herself so bad because I remember her saying, oh, I've been working on this for 5 whole years. And then she also, one of her excuses was she was so rushed. Well, if you're waiting for 5 years to launch a brand, you can push the deadline back by a few months if you need more time. I mean, you've already been working on this for 5 years, right? So why not just extend the release date by like a month or 2? Anyway, let's just continue with this video.
Jaclyn Hill has no integrity if she is letting people continue to purchase this. The second that people started noticing anything, whether it was fuzzies or, little bumps and things like that, she should have pulled it. She's telling people it's completely safe to use, and she probably has a young audience of people that are like, sure, Jaclyn, it's safe to use, I'll buy it too. And they're gonna put that on their lips. Who knows what could happen to them? This is insanity.
Yeah, I honestly have to agree with that. This whole situation is just insane.
At this point, I have sent out my lipsticks to 5 different labs, 5 different places that test product and vigorously, and spent over $100,000 on this process. It's just like, I get emotional because I'm just so disappointed in myself that I could even somehow allow this to happen. But in the meantime, I have decided and made the decision to give every single person who purchased my lipsticks a full refund. I think that that's the best thing that I can do at this point. I know that there are a lot of people out there. It doesn't look like it on social media, but with all the emails in the back end, there's a lot of people out there who love their lipsticks, and that's great. Like, I don't care if, 195,000 people loved a lipstick. If 3 people are having an issue, like that's what's going to keep me awake at night. So it's really important to me that I make this right. So I'm going to be issuing a full refund, including shipping and tax, to every single customer from Jaclyn Cosmetics, because that's the only thing that I feel like is going to make this right. And I don't care about the loss of this money.
Why have you not done a total recall yet? Just recall them, Jaclyn. Come on. As I said earlier, what if a younger kid ordered this product and isn't old enough to understand nor even click onto these drama videos about the entire situation because they're just a blind Jaclyn Hill fan? What happens if they injure themselves on your products? Companies do have insurance for these types of situations, and Jaclyn is perfectly capable of doing a full recall. She shouldn't be on her Snapchat story trying to weasel her way out of this situation. She should be on the phone with Flo, so at least the insurance companies can save these kids. But on that note, I think this is where we'll be ending today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like on it. If you're new here, I welcome you to the channel. Hello, Gary. I know you want to speak. What do you want to say to the people, Gary? You were barking. No? You just want to lick my nose? Guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this entire situation. How do you think Jaclyn Hill could have done this differently? Let's try to give her some constructive criticism in the comments down below. Me and Gary are now going to... What are me and Gary going to do right now?
Have some dinner, perhaps.
Oh yeah. Is it food time?
Maybe play.
I think it is. All right. right. See you guys in a bit.
I'm still
Peace.
97 Leo killer, about to pull a trigger, never switching up. I just wanna go and get it with my friends and spend it, cause I go and get it if I want. I don't wanna second guess it, living in a second, and you coming second to the one. Lately I've been accurate, just wanna bag your necklace, I don't have a second, gotta run. For the recommend this life is what I wanted, made a little bit of progress since we started. I don't think I gotta say I go the hardest, I've been thinking about my future, go the farthest. I think I got back home was in Japan.